Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really important, award-winning book that's all about reframing how we look at the past. It's called Black History Matters, and it's by Robin Walker.
So let's just start with a big question, one that gets right to the heart of it. Is the history that you and I learned in school, is it the whole story? Well, this book makes a powerful case that, for way too long, a huge, absolutely essential piece of that story has been left out. And that brings us right to the core idea of the book. The whole point here is that this isn't some niche topic or a separate history just for one group of people. No, this is a history for everyone.
I mean, check out this quote from the book. It just hits the nail on the head. The main argument is that you simply can't get the full picture of world history without understanding Black history. Why? Because they're not separate things. They're completely woven together.
So the author is a historian named Robin Walker, and he's such an expert in the field that he's often called the Black History Man. His goal with this book is pretty clear. He wants to show us that by really learning about the past, both the amazing achievements and the terrible injustices, we can actually find inspiration to build a much more fair and equal future for all of us.
And this isn't just another history book collecting dust on a shelf. People really took notice. In 2020, it won the super prestigious School and Library Association Prize, which really highlights just how important it is, especially for students and teachers.
All right, so what's actually in this book? What does it cover? Let's peel back the cover and take a look at the incredible scope of this thing.
Honestly, the ambition here is massive. The book makes a really conscious choice not to start with slavery. Instead, it goes back thousands of years to the great African kingdoms and then draws a direct line, chapter by chapter, all the way to the Black Lives Matter protests that we saw in 2020.
And this just shows you the incredible range of stories the book tells. It's not one note at all. You've got figures like Olaudah Equiano from the 18th century, whose writing was absolutely vital in the fight to end slavery. Then there's Nathan Nearest Green, the formerly enslaved man who was the original master distiller for what became Jack Daniels. And it brings us right into modern times with people like Akiaba Adai-Sibo, who co-founded Black History Month in the UK, and of course a global icon like Oprah Winfrey.
Okay, so you might be wondering, how on earth do you organize thousands of years of history into a book that actually makes sense? Let's take a look at how the author structures this massive journey.
Well, the way it's structured is actually pretty brilliant and easy to follow. It walks the reader through 4 really clear historical periods. It starts with a foundation of power and civilization, then moves into the dark periods of oppression, and then into the eras of resistance and global influence.
And that starting point, it's so important. By kicking things off with the incredible empires of Africa, we're talking ancient Egypt, Kush, places like that. The book totally flips the usual script that often begins the story with the slave trade. It establishes a rich, complex history of civilization first. This timeline really helps you see that flow. You see, we start with those ancient empires, then we move into the horrific era of the transatlantic slave trade, but the book is careful to always highlight the stories of resistance. From there, it explores European colonialism and the rise of Pan-Africanism as a response, which leads us right into the civil rights movement and the story of the modern diaspora all over the globe.
And here's what ties it all together. The final chapter makes a direct, powerful connection between all this deep history and our world right now. It shows how the modern Black Lives Matter movement isn't something that came out of nowhere. It's standing on the shoulders of this incredibly long history of achievement, struggle, and resistance.
So after going through that incredible journey, what's the big idea? What are we supposed to take away from all this powerful history?
It really boils down to these 5 big things. Number 1, Black history is world history, period. Number 2, we have to learn from injustice to build a better future. The book also really pushes us to celebrate the amazing achievements and progress. 4th, it's about understanding that there has always been resistance. And finally, it's about seeing that unbroken line connecting all of that history to the fight for equality that's happening today. And a really crucial point the author makes is this. This history is not just for 1 month out of the year. The whole idea is that this knowledge is a resource we need to understand our world every single day.
At the end of the day, Black History Matters does more than just give us facts. It hands us the missing pieces of the puzzle for the world we're living in right now. It gives us a more complete, more honest understanding of our shared past. And it leaves us with a challenge, really, a question. The past shapes our present. So, what will you learn next?